you can say shocking language and analogy. I mean, I'd put this to you, Stephen. This is clearly provocation, and perhaps they're trying to stand out at the Conservative Party conference. But isn't this the kind of language that your former party might be kind of responsible for? You know, putting strong, provocative language out there. What do you think?
Absolutely, you're right. In the first sense, this is Jeremy setting out his stall to become the next leader of the Conservative Party. Because he's saying, now I am
But
a
is that
leader.
acceptable, that kind of language?
Well, let's say this. This is politics. This is the way that you need to get a message down to the people that you know are going to vote.
Regardless of whether it's offensive?
With respect to when I was in UKIP, actually, that was one of the areas that we actually clamped down on. We actually tried to say that we're not part of a European Union that is a Soviet Union. What we did say is that they have a kind of, sometimes a vision of controlling countries which looked like the Soviet Union, where you didn't allow countries to be totally free, but we never went that far. So he's putting a real big message, and Maya is right, absolutely, on this. You can have indignation, you can be upset, but what Jeremy is attacking is not the European people, he's not attacking the European countries, he's attacking the institution of the European Union, and that is the massive divide between Britain and the rest of Europe. You see the European Union as Europe.
Should he have probably chosen different language? I mean, this is just, you know, provocation.
That was a very risky reference to make. Very risky, I think.
It's also a very strong message. It's a very strong message you have to learn about democracy. Because either, if you carry on that way, you could be seen by people to be like that. And the European Union has always championed the idea of being free. But you forced a referendum in France, you forced a referendum again in Holland, and you made the Irish vote again to kind of join on a European constitution. So what we're saying is, you don't allow democracy when you don't like it. Isn't that like those who are overridingly powerful, the elites telling us what to do? That is the kind of strong message that he's sending out.
I mean,
but you can avoid a historical reference that has created devastating effects.
Absolutely.
When you talk about the Soviet Union, you talk about something, you know, people have memories, know what it means and what it meant. So it's a very risky thing to say to Europeans.
And in some way, it probably takes away from the argument, because people will start focusing on that reference.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
But I've been here in this chamber when I've been a person that's advocated strong control of borders, making sure that terrorists are not in this country, which is exactly what the European Union is doing now. But 2 years ago, I would have been called a Nazi, I would have been called a xenophobe. So it's not like the European Union is not capable of using that language. If they don't want to use that language and don't want to have it, they shouldn't use it themselves.
Now, speaking of